Floyd family legal team.
And he is joining us now live from Minneapolis. Tony, thanks for being with us. We talked to you after the verdict in April. You heard Eric Rungs reporting there suggest that some people are disappointed in the sentence. Can you tell us the family's reaction and your legal reaction there, having represented the family?
Absolutely. Well, I think we have to look at this as a very important chapter in the history of policing in America. You know, when you go down the line, we really can't find a sentence that's any longer than what Derek Chauvin received today. Some of the people, the activists, the protesters, they're disappointed that it wasn't the maximum sentence, which would have been 360 months. Today's sentence was 270 months, which is still a very significant sentence. So what we saw today was this. I think what's so important is we saw that, the civil justice system and the criminal justice system finally intersected today. And we see that a Black life does matter, that all lives matter, and that if you don't follow your training, it's going to cost the municipality a lot of money, and it's going to cost the officer very possibly a guilty verdict and also jail time, very significant jail time.
Tony, what was the reaction from the family and from the legal team when Derek Chauvin apologized?
Well, really, we were surprised. We didn't know what that was all about. We really had no clue. We didn't think that Derek Chauvin would be talking at all. And he really didn't apologize. He
gave condolences. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he offered condolences, which was a little strange. And we noticed that his mother didn't offer any apologies or condolences to the family at all. She never looked back at the family and thought about what her son's actions had really done. So what we think is that, Derek Chauvin is telling us something about what's going to happen in the federal trial, but we can only guess because we don't know.
And how are they feeling now that they've crossed this hurdle? There are more to come here, but this was very significant. What are they thinking about toward the future when it comes to the federal civil rights case?
Well, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop in their quest for justice. I mean, I was always, hopeful that this was a chapter that they could look at and finally find some peace. But I don't think they're ever going to find peace. This family is so committed to fighting for George Floyd and for all the other families that are here in Minneapolis supporting George and all the ones across the country, that they're not going to stop fighting until they see the George Floyd police reform bill passed in Washington. That's what needs to happen if we're going to see real reforms in this country. The George Floyd sentence today on Derek Chauvin was only one instance of this. We need more of these. We need people to be held accountable. And once there's accountability across the board, across this country, we're going to see policing change for the better because we want good policing.
Tony, how did it affect you and the family and the legal team when Judge Peter Cahill said, I'm not going to rely on public opinion, I'm not going to rely on sympathy or anything like that, when he made his decision, when this set off a whole, a huge movement in the nation, in the world? How could it have not affected him?
So, I was very lucky today. I was fortunate to be one of 7 people allowed in the courtroom along with the Floyd family. And, the tension inside as the judge was reciting his words was thicker than anything you could ever imagine. It was palpable. And when he said that he's not allowing bias or sympathy or public interest to influence his decision, well, you have to take him at his words, but he's a human being too. He listens to the news, he reads the newspaper, he lives in the community, so he had to have been affected by it. Whether or not it did, we won't know that. But all I can tell you is that the tension in there was so thick. And when he said 270 months, I couldn't even do the math quick enough because my head was racing so fast. But I knew it was a lot, but I just couldn't divide that number by 12 quickly enough.
Have you read the 22-page memorandum that he put together, and does it make sense to you?
I have not had a chance to review it. I'm looking forward to reviewing it, but I'm going to assume that he relied on the aggravating factors very strongly. Those aggravating factors clearly had to come into play because he deviated from the guidelines. And I think the Attorney General's office, Keith Ellison's office, did a really good job in their presentation today, because they stuck to the facts, and those facts were attached to the law. And I want to say this because it's so important. I think there needs to be closure on this video. This video has now spoken, not only in terms of civil justice, it has spoken in terms of a jury verdict, a finding of guilty, and now a significant sentence. Anybody who has a question about what happened to George Floyd, those questions should be answered once and for all today. The man was murdered. He was murdered under aggravated circumstances, and he was tortured on the street.
Tony Romanucci, George Floyd's family attorney, one of them. Thank you so much for talking with us yet again. Be safe, be well.
Thank you so much.
Our coverage of the Derek Chauvin sentencing continues. Ahead at 5:30, we'll have local reaction, and then at 6 o'clock, we're talking with Northwestern law professor Sheila Betty about today's sentence. You can also get the latest on WGNTV.com and the WGN News app.
And ahead here at 5.